Hey, so sorry, I had to adjust my light because it's in my eyes, but it's still gonna be my eyes anyway. So there's no point even in that. Culture appropriation. I'm pretty sure that is the right word. I don't really know what appropriation means. I probably should have looked that up, but I wanted to talk about a culture vulture, right? Stealing other people's cultures. Oh no. How bad is it really? Is it even going on like we are led to believe? So recently, I've seen slanders to do with popular people like Post Malone or Billie Eilish, right? Where people aren't too fond of the fact that they take their liking to clothes and style and like a lot of other things from other cultures, specifically African Americans. Another thing that really sparked this is someone's name who I don't really want to say, but I'll say it anyways. Kanye West. I don't respect a lot of what he's doing at all. Like at all. Really don't. But he's made graduation, so it's okay. No. He wore a black KKK outfit to basically say that white people, or I think he's saying Jewish people, make money off of black people's pain. So he should be able to make money off of their pain by wearing the clothes that causes them pain to like know about. I guess I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid because they're groups. You can't take a little group of someone and categorize it to a whole. I think that's wrong. And this type of talk is wrong in that same sense. The KKK is not all white people. Is not, I don't even know what type of point he was trying to prove, but it's like that type of speech is so stupid because I would never do that. So the pain it causes is the fact that someone else white would have that type of thinking. No white person makes profit off of the pain of an African American besides the people in the cult. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, if he said, the KKK people are bad, good. That's okay to say. That's a great opinion to have. But when you start to associate the KKK members with an entire race of people, that's where it's a little too far. Okay, and I think it's the same thing with like Billie Eilish, okay? She's dressing like Soulja Boy. She's dressing like black rappers that were a thing like 10 years ago. But that's just a group. That's a group of people who thought that was cool before now. They were some of the first people to think it was cool, but that doesn't mean it's theirs. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, if I was the first person to ever say, what? Then everyone else saying the word what is like copying me? No, that's not how it works. You can be the first person to something and it's not yours. It's like, yes, you can inspire other people to do it, but it's not yours. You don't own it. Okay, certain things though, like talking like a black person, right? Trying to take certain things like that is a bit of a stretch, right? Where Post Malone and Billie Eilish have been called out for, and that makes sense, okay? They're talking in a way that seems so inspired by that, but then people go to lengths to say like the combination of a certain word is black speech. It's like at that point, it almost seems racist. It seems more racist to call that black speech than to say someone's copying it, to say someone's appropriating the culture. Especially when so many of these people start off as children, like everyone else does. I started off as a kid, and when I was shown things that were cool, I didn't care. No part of me cared about what culture it came from. All I thought was, is this cool? Is this not cool? That's it. So when I'm choosing what words to say, I'm going to choose the words that I think resonate with what I'm saying and trying to get the point across the best way possible. So if there's a new word that is black speech and I'm using it, it's not because it's nothing to do with black culture. It's because that word works in a way where I want it to work better than any of the other options. So certain people like Post Malone, I get more because he literally like tried to like make himself look like like an African American culture type of rapper. He used lyrics that really aligned with it. He just made visual. He basically went full in on that and then did a 180 and then that was like country and stuff. So I think that type of stuff is pretty crazy. And that almost seems like it's on purpose, right? But at the same time, saying that is culture appropriation is almost like hurting the culture. Like, so what would you want then? If you think that is wrong, what is your ideal world? Your ideal world is that for the next 200 years, everyone white is only able to do things that previous white people have done and said. It's like when that makes no sense. I hope you get what I'm saying about how stupid that is, because there's no goal that comes from that. I don't want Billie Eilish to only wear white person clothes, talk white person for the rest of her life. If that isn't her, that doesn't make sense. Just because past people who have been white have done stuff in a certain way should dictate what she does? No, it shouldn't. It could have easily been the other way around. White people could have easily developed speech that was like black talk, and black people could have tried to sound more posh, try to sound all like high end and not use the words that is black culture, which sounds so racist. I don't even want to say it like that. That's so dumb. That's basically making them sound stupid. You know what I mean? Even though they're trendsetters, it's just sound, no. I get that certain ways of talking, certain ways of dressing, certain ways of presenting yourself can be associated with a certain culture, 100%. But I don't think it bounds you to not do it. There is not a list of rules that says you can only follow your culture, because that culture had no rules either. What were they following? You're telling me that 100 years ago, white people were only doing stuff white people did? Maybe because they were racist, but it's there's no rules for that. I don't believe that I'm not allowed to say certain things just because it's another culture's. No. How about we're both human? How about the fact that we both have a mouth to speak? We both have a brain that picks words for us. So let's use the words. Let's not do you get how stupid that is? If I lived in a world where I wasn't able to use things from any other culture, I probably wouldn't be able to dress like this. I don't know what freaking culture this is, but it probably isn't mine. That's just how it works. I understand the pain of it, because if you look at history, white people have been at the top. White people have always been powerful. They've always gotten more than any other group. So in the future, seeing white people steal from other groups just to win still is hurtful, okay? It's hurtful if I was an African American and I was taught in school about how oppressed I was, and then I get out of school and then see white people dressing like me, I would be what the freak too, right? I would feel that same exact way. But you gotta understand is the problem is not that. That is a symptom of the problem. The problem is deeper. It's behind the scenes. It's not what you're looking at. The problem isn't that white people are wearing black person stuff. The problem is the history. The problem is the fact that white people have been racist, right? The problem is the fact that white people have been in these stupid positions where they've used other people for slavery. That's crazy. Why are we using other people and treating them like animals? Okay? Even animals we don't treat like that. My dog who's locked up in a cage all day has a better life than some of these slaves. It's so horrible. So we have done messed up. I'm doing the same stupid stuff, bro. I don't want to be associated with that group. But a lot of white people of the past have done horrible things against specifically African Americans. So when African Americans come out with something cool and white people steals them, which it isn't really stealing, okay? It's using your brain and saying, that's cool, that's not cool, I'm going to go with the cool route. Right? That's not wrong. It's not stealing. But I get how in their eyes it might look as such, okay? But the problem is not the people now. I did not cause any slavery issues. I was just born less than 20 years ago. I had no effect on any of this. No racism comes from my mouth. No hate speech against that culture comes out of my mouth. Yet, for some reason, I'm not allowed to wear what the culture wears because of what past white people have done, who I don't even associate with. I don't agree with. Yet, for some reason, their decisions dictates what I can do. That is so stupid. That will get us nowhere. Instead, we have to address the fact that, yes, racism is bad. Slavery is bad. This stuff that has happened in the past is horrible and horrific. But it should not bleed upon everyone now. There were power-hungry people in the past that didn't care about other people. But now, As long as we make sure that we do care about people and we're not power hungry and we're not going to do all this stupid stuff, I think it should be fine, right? Like, I don't understand what the issue is. It's almost like people want to feel victimized. Like, no, stop. Billie Eilish is not famous because she stole black culture. Maybe she's famous because, she can sing and make music and do all that stuff. Also, you can steal black culture without looking good. She saw how Soulja Boy dressed and was like, that's what I want people to see when they look at me. And that's a human feeling. That's not a white person feeling. That's a human feeling. Is to see someone else wearing art on their body, because that's what clothes is. That's what fashion is. And basically go, I want people to see me like that. That's not wrong. That's human. Now, if she painted her skin black, if she only wore black, like black, like everything over and over and over again every single day, whole different story. But that's not what's going on. It's the style, it's the fashion. That can't be copyrighted by a race, gang. That can't be copyrighted by a culture. That's just art. Like, if Picasso was using the color orange in his paintings, that doesn't mean I can't use orange anymore. If I use orange in a painting, that's funny, I had the light just turned orange when I said that. But if I, is this Picasso? Is Picasso behind me? No, the color orange was already there before him. This Soulja Boy style was already there. It could have already been constructed. It just happened to be by him. And then people saw it was cool, so now they're wearing it. That's okay. That's a human thing. The only reason we see it as stealing and bad is because of history. But history isn't now. History is not now. Billie Eilish probably doesn't have slaves. So why are we dictating what she can do because of people who did have slaves? Like, she's not them. There's a difference there. Okay, basically, yeah, that's the gist of the video, is that cultures don't own anything. If I dress a certain way because I think it's powerful and I think it's good, and then someone else takes that and also dresses that way, that is not stealing. That is expression. They basically said, my outfit says the words they can't speak. So they want to wear it to be able to say those words too. That's it. It's language. It's language, it's understanding, it's perception, it's stuff like that. Billie had words in her head that she wanted to speak. And the only way those words could come out through an outfit was by wearing the outfit she wore, which just happened to be the same outfits that Soulja Boy and stuff wore, okay? Does that mean she's stealing from them? No. Does that mean she's copying them? Maybe. Maybe you could say, yeah, she's copying them, but how is that a bad thing? We've all, language is a copy of stuff. Outfits are a copy of stuff. I wouldn't be wearing this shirt if I never saw anyone else wear something similar. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a slight copy. You can change the color of it. I can take one shirt someone has and say, I don't like the color, but I like the design. That's still copying in a certain way. Everything is just copying, okay? So we shouldn't see that as so bad. It should be beautiful. The only reason it's so bad is because of history, guys. That's the only reason we see it as so bad. We're white people have always been in power. They shouldn't be allowed to steal stuff to stay in power. But it's dang, I have no control over the history of white people. I'm here for now and right now only. Nothing of what I'm doing is going to be dictated by those people if that's not why I'm here. I think it only separates people to talk about this. When we're saying that a culture is appropriating another culture, when we're saying that certain white artists are stealing the looks of African Americans, right? Like little culture vultures, that is racism. That will separate us like nothing else. That's worse than politics. I would even say this is horrible. This is a virus in the mind that is spreading and it should not be here. People thinking like this will only cause destruction and separation. How am I ever going to get along with an African American person if they only see what I'm wearing as stealing their culture, if they see me as this whole negative thing? We can't get along if I'm only seen as negative. It should be equal. We're equal. We're all humans. We all have a brain. We all want the same stuff. We all want to look cool. We all want to be liked, okay? That's human. Why are we letting this racist stuff get in the way? Guys, it's not about race. It's literally about hate. It boils down deeper than that. People don't actually care about culture vultures. They just want to play victim. They want to like just be hurt by the past still. Where it's like, yes, the past is horrible, but it should not affect people now who did not do the past. Even if you're the kids of someone who did something horrible, I don't think the kids should be affected because they didn't do something horrible. Their parents did. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's deeper than just like, hey, you're looking how this culture looks. You know, like it's like, no, gang, we're all one. Like, stop, bro, please. I'm gonna sit here and pout until you recollect your, until I'm gonna sit here and pout until you have a better mindset. Okay, we done? Yeah, exactly. Just understand how horrible this type of thinking is. Even if it is right that someone is stealing something from another culture, saying they're a culture vulture and making them look so negative and evil will only cause separation. That will cause cultures to, you know, even if we were never like this, we're even farther away from it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the goal should be, whoa. The goal should be, hey, I'm in a community where the humans around me are just humans and we like doing human stuff. You know, maybe we're more individualized where this human likes doing other human stuff than this human wants to do. But at the end of the day, we're all just brains with a body. Nothing of what we wear or say or do should be dictated by a culture, right? We shouldn't be allowed to say certain stuff and not allowed. Like, that's so dumb, bro. It only reinforces the already racist culture we have. We're already so separated and distant from each other. It only regrounds that. It makes it more stable when this is how we think and talk. Okay? So shut up. You can talk about how bad slavery is, but don't talk about how there's culture vultures now who shouldn't be culture vulturing because slavery. But it's like, gang, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Yeah, people need to rethink about what a symptom is compared to a problem. Not everything on the surface is a problem. Some of it is extended from a real problem, and some of it is not really that bad of a problem. It's only a problem because of other problems. I hope that makes sense. I hope you can make it make sense. I know sometimes I just ramble on, but it's like, gang, this is so important to me, and I'm passionate about it, as you can tell, because I'm yelling. You can hear it in my voice, but it's like, seriously, this can be a very bad issue if it goes on any longer. When I'm famous, if people are writing articles about how I'm a culture vulture, I'm literally just going to be like, shut up. I didn't choose to look like this, right? I do choose what I wear, but none of that should be chosen because of what culture I am. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to rep the culture I am, I'm allowed to do that, but I'm also allowed to just wear other clothes. Like it literally doesn't matter. For some reason, Americans make that such a big problem. Why? Why do we want to feel so connected to what we wear, gang? Let other people wear it too. Like, that should be beautiful. It should be beautiful to be wearing the same dress as another girl of a different race and descent. That should be amazing. That should be celebrated, but it's not. It's seen as a bad thing. It's seen as evil. Maybe it's because of the past, like I said, but that's like, why is that us? We're not the past. So, yeah, beautiful. Joe Bart just went live, so I'm going to watch that. Bye. Check out my music, IJB Luma, on all platforms. It's gonna change to Blakey though pretty soon, but my favorite song is Blakey. Go listen to that. Blakey, Blakey. Blakey. See y'all. Also, let me know how you feel about this in the comments, please. I'd love to have a discussion, even an argument. Even if you disagree with me, let me know. I think it'd be so fun. So, yeah, I love to hear other people's words and input and all that because this is my output.